Hey everyone, my name is Pritam and you are watching Tech with Pri. Welcome to my channel and I'm back with another tech video. Now this is the 29th video of our newly created technical series called ServiceNow. So in my last video, we have seen how we can create a catalog item from the scratch, right? The iPhone 14 catalog item we have created from the scratch with the help of the catalog builder, right? That was one of the exciting video and I hope you have enjoyed the video guys, because with the help of that video now you can create any catalog item you can want, not only iPhone 14 but you can create the way you want. Okay, so if you missed that video guys, I would recommend you go and watch the video. For the link you can check in my description and also you can find the link here on your screen, right? So we have completed the service catalog section, right, with those three videos. First one is different components of service catalog, and second we have seen the order guides and the record producer, and finally we have created the catalog item for the iPhone 14 and have shown you with the help of the catalog builder, right? So let's see what we are going to learn in today's video. All right, so today we are going to learn about the Flow Designer. So we are going to start a new section of Flow Designer, and again we will cover it with the help of the three videos. First one would be the what is Flow Designer, that would be I'll do it on today. And next video will be we will see different use cases of Flow Designer. So in this video I will show you in the practically in my demo instance that how you can use Flow Designer in different instances. First discuss the use cases and then I will practically do it in front of you. Okay, and finally once we are ready with it, finally we will create a new flow for our iPhone 14 catalog item. So remember, we have created iPhone 14 in our last video, right? Catalog. So from there, what we are going to do after submitting the order, right? After you get the REQ number, what would happen? How many tasks it would create? Okay, to whom it will go for the approval? What are the different team they will work on the work on the iPhone 14? Because we have to deliver it to the user. So how all those steps would be done, that we will discuss in the last video. But before that, these two videos are very, very important, especially today's video, where I'm going to discuss all of the components of Flow Designer and what is Flow Designer. Definitely you will understand how it works. In the second video, we will work it practically, right? And in the third video, we will just implement it. Okay. So let's start. Flow Designer. So what is a Flow Designer? So Flow Designer basically it is an interface in which we can enable process automation capabilities. So what do I mean by process automation? So you can ask me, right? So the process automation means, let me give you an example which you can perform with the help of the Flow Designer, right? So what I want is that I want whenever there will be a P1 incident, user submits a P1 incident, okay? And if in the short description it contains the word Wi-Fi, just for an example, I'm giving you a scenario. If it contains the word Wi-Fi in short description, then it would be automatically assigned to the network team. Okay. The category and subcategory will become network and the Wi-Fi subcategory, and the assignment group would be network. So that can be done with the help of the Flow Designer. Or let me give you another instance. Whenever user will submit P1 ticket, any P1 incident, right? Then an email will be go to the user mentioning that, hey, then the user's name, we are working on the incident and we will update once done. So these are the scenarios we can use Flow Designer, and there could be a lot of different scenario that is available. More of the scenarios and use cases we will learn in the next video. We will see in the next video practically. But I hope now you understand at least that now you understand which are the situation. Okay, few of them I've given example where you can use Flow Designer. All right, so let's go further. Like you can see, you can use it on approval basics in the task, notification you can do, and different record operations. We will see that. So it is a non-technical interface. So now that's very important. So if you are thinking, Pritam, to do this kind of thing that like you what you told, do we need coding again? No, you don't need coding. As I mentioned, this whole series of service now, which I'm teaching you right now, there you know no need any programming or knowledge or any coding. Okay, if you have a programming knowledge, if you have programming knowledge, then well and good, but we are not going to implement the programming things here, right? Because this is the ServiceNow CSA certified system administrator course videos what you are watching right now. So in the exam there would be no coding questions, so that's why there is no coding. But yeah, in future when I will go for the ServiceNow developer videos, there we will learn about the programming. So make sure you watch the full video guys to understand this very interesting Flow Designer things. Okay, so it's a non-technical interface. So you need the role Flow Designer, Flow Operator and Action Designer to perform these things. And finally, this is the one of the powerful thing of Flow Designer. So you can integrate with the third party application from Integration Hub. So what does it mean? It means, again, let me give you a scenario. So what you want is that you want whenever you will create a new incident in ServiceNow, or sorry, maybe a new user in a ServiceNow, whenever you add a new user which comes and join in your department, then automatically in Microsoft Active Directory, right? Microsoft Active Directory, there an user will be created, same user will be created. How it is possible? You need to connect the ServiceNow with the Active Directory, right? Microsoft Active Directory. That connection or that integration that you can do with the help of the Integration Hub and with the help of this Flow Designer. You can design the flow with the help of the Flow Designer. And that is something that would be beyond of the class. I won't be able to show you that show you in practically, but I will show you the area where this spoke, these things are called spoke, with the help of which you can integrate with third-party applications. The location I will show you definitely, okay, and we'll discuss about it for sure. All right, now let's see what are the different components of flow. Okay, so first we will see what are triggers, conditions, actions, and data. So let's see each of these things and let's understand and let's clear the concept of Flow Designer so that we can do some practical use cases and practical scenario we can practice in the demo. But before that, we need to clear this concept. So let's go. So triggers, what are triggers? You are simply defining the point when your flow will start to work, or trigger. You know what is the meaning of trigger, right? So when the flow will start. So you can see this is the Flow Designer environment, which I'll just show you quickly in the demo. So this is a picture from this Flow Designer itself. This is a picture from ServiceNow documents. So you can see when you want your flow to be run. Okay. Now, if I give that scenario that I was giving previously, that you want whenever, so whenever in the short description, I was telling when the Wi-Fi word will contain, the ticket would automatically assign to the network team and the category and subcategory will change, right? This is the thing. So in the first, I told that it will only run when the condition is the short description should contain the word Wi-Fi, then only the flow will work and it will assign to network team and the category subcategory will change. So when the flow will run, whenever I will create a new ticket mentioning short description will contain the Wi-Fi, then only it will work. So that is the trigger. When it will work, when I will create a new incident or maybe I will update the existing incident, then and the condition would be I will mention Wi-Fi in the short description, then only it will work. So that is the trigger point. So triggers are three types of: record based, date based, and the application based. So record based, that I was just giving the example that it triggers a flow when a record is created or updated. So whenever you will create the new incident and you'll mention Wi-Fi in the short description, then only the flow will run. So that's a record based trigger. Then date based, so you can generate some trigger that would automatically run maybe daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. That also you can configure. We will see it in the demo in the next week. And then application based, so there are some triggers that runs based on the applications when some conditions are met. So I was just telling about the iPhone 14 catalog item, right? So I will create a flow for that. So whenever a request will be created, whenever user will press the order, then only this flow will work. So that something is application based. So we'll see it in the last video, but the concept, I hope it is clear when it will run. Okay, so the flow gets triggers done. Now we have the conditions we have just seen. So I just mentioned if the short description contains the word Wi-Fi, then only the flow will start. That was the example, that was the scenario, right? So the condition is whenever the description will contain the Wi-Fi word. So here also in the example, you can see how you can configure. First, the trigger would be created type, of course. Then it is the incident table, the table you are choosing. And then this is the condition you are defining whenever the priority is 1. This is another condition. Okay. So we understand about the trigger and condition. Now, okay, fine, Preetham. Short description, we found the Wi-Fi. Okay, it starts. Meets the condition starts. Then what will happen? You said it would automatically assign to the network team. It would automatically change the category and subcategory. How this will happen? This will happen with the help of the actions. In actions, you will mention what you are going to do. You can see actions tab here in the Flow Designer, and you can do a lot of things. See, create record, update record. This is not showing here. You have to scroll down. Sorry. So I'll show you in the demo. So these are the area action where you can mention things. Okay, that what it would perform. So for us, it would be assigning to the network team, and category and subcategory would be changed, right? So in the actions, you can see actions are operations that system would perform, like create task, updating field, or ask for approval, look up record, all these kind of functions it can do for us, right? Actions. So the last component is data, and it is very, very important, guys. And this is something you can see each time you add on action to a flow designer adds a data pill to store its result. So with the help of this data, you can simply drag and drop, you can see. So for an example, like I said, incident record, right? So I can simply drag the incident record. So for the same example, like if short description contains Wi-Fi, it will, and Wi-Fi, it will assign it to the category subcategory. You will do it from the action. Now in the action tab, you can see this is the record tab where you need to mention when, where it will apply. Okay, there you can add this data. So I think it's not quite clear. So let me go to my demo instance and quickly I will show you. So right now I'm in my ServiceNow developer instance. So I'm going to quickly show you the Flow Designer environment. So from the navigator, I can search for Flow Designer directly. It comes under the process automation. You can see process automation. Under process automation, we have the Flow Designer. And there is an arrow icon. So with the click on that, it will open a new tab. You know that already, right? This is same for the this was same for the catalog builder also, right? So this is the area of Flow Designer. You can see we have few section. We have the flow where details of the flow. These are the flows which are already there in the out of the box. Then we have some sub flows are here. We have actions, you know already actions, and sub flows are nothing but you are creating another flow inside of a flow. Okay, then execution, that's something we are going to see. Connection, now this is the place where if you connect with a third party application, these configuration details you can configure from here in the connection tab. Okay, as of now I can say only this, but in future when I'll create ServiceNow developer video, there I will show you how you can connect with Microsoft Active Directory or Azure Active Directory. Then we will learn about it. Okay, and we'll configure it together. Then there is a help section where you can ask for some help, get help from documentation videos. Okay, so now I will create a new flow. I'm going to click on new button because we need to understand the data. So this is the area. I'm going to click on flow. So I have to give a name. So let's give demo for the time being. We are not going to create a actual flow right now. So I'm going to show you the, this is different section here. Application, you can choose different scope, but for the time being, we don't know anything about scope. I didn't tell you about it. So let's choose the global scope. Protection, so would it be a read only or none? So none. Run as user who initiates the session, they are running, or the system user. So I'll choose system user. I'm going to click on submit. So this is a new flow that I'm going to do. And this is the demo section, right? So you can see on the right hand side, this is the data where, okay, you can take a tour of this flow designer if you want. So in this data section right now, you can see the flow variables if you are defining any, or in the trigger, whatever you are triggering. So just to show you, I'm going to click on add trigger, and now you can see all this option when you want your flow to run. I want when an incident will be created in the, you can see when I choose the created section, automatically under trigger record comes the record table name, which is the table name and different date and time. So from the table, I'm going to choose incident, and you would be understand now. See, the moment I choose the table incident, it is updated to incident record, the table name incident table. So from here, I can simply drag it and put it in anywhere and put it on the place where we need the record information. That I'm going to show you in the next video. And also, not only that, with the help of data, if I just drag open the incident record, which on which the trigger will generate that incident, I can get all the details of that incident. Whichever it will create, whenever it will create, I can use all this field and do some very fun things, right? See, assignment group assigned to everything I can have access with without doing any coding. So this data section is very, very important, and I'm quite sure you are quite excited to see how it is working. So that would be uploaded in the next video. So don't worry, I'm going to upload it soon. But I want you to clear your concept with all the things that I've discussed, the triggers, conditions, and the actions, and finally the data. All four concepts or all four components of the flow designer. I hope it is clear now. You have enjoyed the video, guys. If you find it helpful, hit the like button. If you have any doubt, come to the comment section and don't forget to share this video friends and family so that it can reach out to many people. Okay, so in the next video, we will explore with the use cases and see practically how Flow Designer is working. So don't miss that video, guys. See you in my next video. Bye bye. Take care.